Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Traders Club. My name is Gerald. All right, so today, 29th of September, we're coming towards the end of the third quarter, approaching the last quarter of the year. The trend is still pretty much down, as you can see on the chart for STI. Right, today we tested the 20 MA and the bears came back, right, and the sell down continued. So basically, we're potentially looking at the next support, which is around 2380, if this downtrend continues, right? Okay, so only by downtrend continue, as in the price continue to be resisted by the 20 and 50 MA. Yeah, as you can see over here in August, right? In fact, it started in late July, and then after that, any rebound was basically met by resistance along the 20 and 50 MA moving average. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so we look at some opportunities for today. Not much, right, for long and for short, but a few days ago there were. Yeah, so some of them are still tradable. That means the price hasn't moved much from the trading signals yet. Yeah, so we could look at some of them. Okay, we'll talk about the stocks to long, then we look at the stocks to short. Okay, so as I mentioned now, the stocks that you can long, basically the uptrending stocks are getting lesser and lesser compared to a few months ago. Yeah, now more and more stocks are turning to the downtrend. Of course, it started with the blue chips. Right now, more and more stocks are failing to continue uptrend and now turning downtrend. Okay, so let's look at those stocks that we can still long. Yeah, so I think last week we did talk about this stock, right? Sanders I Trust. All right, over here. Okay, so this is Sanders I Trust. Okay, so okay. Okay, so last week we did talk about the signal, as you can see over here, right? This is the last week's Traders Club on the 22nd of July, right? So the entry price was stated here as well, 136. Okay, so your cut loss you could set 130. So in fact, yesterday, right, on Monday, it did. In fact, on Wednesday, the day after the Traders Club, it did hit 136, and then yesterday it went up further to the high of 139. Of course, today there's some pullback. Yeah, so the signal is not new, right? It's based on last week's trading signal for red, one, green. So for those who have entered, you'll be in the trade. For those who have not entered, it's now back at 136. So if you want to take this as a second chance to enter this trade, is available over here, 136. Right? Of course, your cut loss, please look at 130. Yeah, so that's still a valid stop loss. Okay, so that's for Sanders I Trust. Okay, look at another one that will be Mapletree Industrial. Okay, so previously there's some whipsaw at the tested the 50 MA support, then managed to bounce off. Okay, so your next signal is basically today, right? So as you can see over here in MACD, right, the green has formed as of today. So the high of Mapletree Industrial for today is 329. So basically you're looking at least $3.30. Yeah, for to take the trade. Of course, cut loss you can set it below the 50 MA. You can set it as 320 or 312, 311, or even 310. Yeah, so that would be the risk for Mapletree Industrial. Okay, so it's still at it has tested historical high, and this is the pullback, right? And now it's bouncing off that support, the 50 MA again. Okay, so that's for Mapletree Industrial. Okay, one more will be Suntec REIT. Okay, so that Suntec REIT, the trend changed to up during September. There was a pullback, and the 20 and 50 MA support was able to hold on. Okay, and the signal was formed yesterday. Right, so yesterday there was this trading signal. The high is $1.49, so which means the confirmation will have to be 150. Okay, cut loss you can set it anywhere below at 138. All right, so in fact this morning it went up one bit above at 150. So those who were watching this trade were gotten in, right? But of course the market has closed lower. Okay, but still within the support range. Yeah. Okay, so it's still a valid trade for those who have not taken the trade today. Okay, so that's a Suntec REIT. Okay, a change in trend. Previously it was downtrend, managed to trade higher, and now as it pulls back, able to find support. Yeah, so a better chance of this uptrend continuing, right? Because the support is holding. Okay, so these three stocks you can look at: Sanders iTrust, Mapletree Industrial, and Suntec REIT. Yeah, these are the three stocks I have for you for this week, right? To go to long. Okay, to short. All right, so first up to short, you can look at Dairy Farm. Okay, US dollar stock. Okay, so the last time there was a signal was over here back then in August. Right, so shorting, just to repeat for those who are not sure, right? For shorting, basically you're looking at downtrend, right? 20 MA below 50 MA. Okay, so as the price comes towards the resistance between the 20 and 50 MA, look for many green and then the red. Yeah, so in fact you'll be looking at many green and the red, could be something like that. Okay, so to short, you have to go one bit below the low. Right, so the low is $4.23. Okay, so you'll be setting as at least $4.22 or lower. Yeah, it's a $4 stock. You could give more than 1 cent as a buffer. All right, for stop loss, you can set it as above the 50 MA. Okay, so that could have been the trade setup for shorting. Yeah. Okay, so when it hit, then that's where the shorting could take place. Yeah, so this is it's the opposite of uptrending buying stock. All right. Now, if you miss that, right, so this is where the next opportunity comes as of yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday it was like this. Can you see it's the same 20 MA below 50 MA. The price have come up to the resistance 20 MA. Yeah, but you see the subsequent days is all green. There's no red. Okay, until only yesterday. Okay, so yesterday the low is 386. Yeah, so you're basically looking at 385 as the confirmation to short. Then of course stop loss you can set it above. All right, for 18. So today it triggered that price. Okay, so trigger the entry price. So for those who want to take the trade, probably is a bit late at 376 over here. Today it closed at 376. Yeah, so it may be too far, much further than the original 418. So I think what for those who miss it, you could probably see if tomorrow pulls back a little bit back up to 386. Yeah, pulls back to the entry price of 385, 385 or below. Yeah, so take that shorting trade. Okay, so that's for Dairy Farm. Okay, next one is Hyphen. Yeah, Hyphen. Okay, so this is the same as the downtrend, the price rally. Okay, but this is more like pump and dump. As you can see, it rallies sharply, but because it's still downtrend and it's at the resistance, right? And then the signal starts to form yesterday as well. Okay, so you could set the low as the confirmation, right? So the low is 41 cents, so you're basically looking at 40.5 cents as the confirmation. Cut loss, you can set it below. Right, of course, the risk looks a bit big, right? Especially for penny counter, usually you have a much bigger risk. So for those who find the risk is too big, then probably you need to skip this trade. Yeah. So if you skip this trade, but if you take a look at this as a case study, yeah, you can observe and see how this trade pans out. Okay, because today it triggered the shorting signal, right? Triggered the confirmation of 40.5 cents. Isn't it? Okay, so it's a good reminder that doesn't mean you see a top gainer like on this day, top gainer and a very high volume. You deem that it's a very bullish stock. Yeah, so it could be a pump and dump. And so we always look at the difference by looking at where this sharp rally occurs, right? If it occurs into a resistance and the stock basically is in a downtrend, more likely the market is just waiting for it to come back to a higher price for the sell-off again. That's what we can see over the past almost 1 week. All right. So yeah, that's one way you can avoid pump and dump. Yeah, do not be overly anxious or excited about a sharp rally and a high volume day. Okay, next to short, you can look at Riverstone. It used to be a very bullish stock. It seems like the trend has somewhat changed, right? So you can see now 20 and 50 MA is on the opposite side. So 20 MA is now below the 50 MA, so that's a sign of shorting stock. Okay, you can see for the past, I think, what, 3 weeks? Yeah, past 3 weeks almost. It has been on the upwards climb, right? A few cents a day, a few cents a day. Okay, but basically it's just climbing to test this resistance. And you can see the bears have returned to sell. Okay, so but regardless, if you look back at the signal, today is the day the signal appeared. Yeah, the red appeared after many consecutive greens. All right, so as such, to short, the confirmation will be 338 at least, right? Why? Because the low is 339. All right, the low is 339. So you're looking at least 338 as the confirmation to short. And of course, your cut loss, you can set it above the 50 MA. Now, since there's this high that pokes through the 50 MA, right, you can set it above that. Yeah, so that will be your cut loss, right, for this shorting trade. Okay, so let it come down first as a confirmation to short and see whether it's able to continue on the downtrend. Yeah, that's for Riverstone. Okay, another stock that was previously on a very good uptrend, right, has also changed direction. Singtel. Yeah, Singtel has changed direction as well. So it's very similar to Riverstone. You can see the change in direction of the trend. It got resisted over here at the 20 and 50 MA resistance. The signal was yesterday. All right, so the low is 165. Yeah, so the entry will have to be at least 164. Cut loss, you can set it above, say 172, which is above the 50 MA, as well as this high of 170. All right. Now the thing is, for Singtel today, it did trigger the entry price. Yeah, it has hit the confirmation to short. So anyone who went in today, right, that will be the day that it triggered the entry. Now for those who are not in yet, it hasn't moved far yet. Right, it hasn't moved much. It's still around 164. Today it closed at 163. All right. Okay. Okay, one more for shorting. Starhub. Yeah, Starhub and Singtel. We did talk about the downtrend, right? So for Starhub, okay, the signal is not. Let me see. Oh, there's no. Okay, so the signal was here, right? It's not like it's recent. It's last week, right? Okay, so last week's signal, if you look at it like that, yeah. So this is last week, 22nd, 23rd of September. So the low is 118. So you're basically looking at 117 at least. Then your cut loss, you'll be looking at above 122. All right. Okay, so basically it triggered. Right, last Friday, I believe, yeah, last Friday it triggered. So for those who are in, just stick to your cut loss plan. For those who are not in yet, you're basically getting a second chance to enter. Okay, so the trend continues to be strongly on the downside for Starhub. And it's the same for Singtel, just that Singtel didn't rebound much for a shorting opportunity. Yeah, the last time you'll be able to look at short, yeah, was a few months ago. But now, as you notice, it hasn't rebound enough to come to the 20 and 50 MA for us to look for a shorting signal. Yeah, so the telcos, although they are defensive in nature, yeah, they continue to be in the sell down list, okay, by the market. So the one with the actual signal and at the resistance would be Starhub. Yeah, so you could be looking at 117, right, as your entry. Now, if you look at the banks, right, the banks basically they are at the resistance. Yeah, can you see it's downtrend, 20 is below 50 MA. The price rarely up to the 20 and 50 MA resistance zone. Okay, so basically not time to short yet. Okay, reason being you have all the greens, but you need a red. Okay, so there's no signal yet. So for those who are keen on shorting the banks, right, like DBS. You basically have to wait for the rate to appear. Okay, so that's important because if you just short like that, if the next day it starts to move up further, then you still see a green, right? There'll be no rate for confirmation. So without the rate, it means that the price have not continued to move lower at the resistance point, right? So wait patiently for the rate signal. Okay, the same for OCVC and UOB, right? So you can see the same thing, resisted again. Yeah, it's not the first time they're doing that. As you can see previously in mid-August, they get stuck. They're not able to move further after rebounding from the low point in July. Yeah, so they get stuck over here. That means they're always attracting selling at all these moving averages zone, right? And now it's happening again. Okay, so now there's only there's only 3 green. Let's see whether there's additional green. We need at least 4 green, followed by red, right, as the trading signal. Okay, last but not least for the bank, if you look at UOB, all right, same, very similar story as OCVC. Okay, same thing, 3 green, you're waiting for 4 green. And so again, they're getting resisted, right, by the moving average. All right. Okay, so these are things to look out for if you want to short the market. Yeah, to long, then I think we only have that few opportunities to look at least for this week. Right, Sanders I Trust, Mapletree Industrial, and Suntec REIT. All right, so that's all I have for you today. So give this video a like and share it with your friends, and I'll see you again next week. Yeah, trade safely.